Humble and meek, an essential subject from the Nipedia. Lord Christ opens his Sermon on the Mount with 8 verses known as the Beatitudes. The third verse is, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." One who is meek is seen as someone who is teachable, tolerant, possessing inner strength, and who is patient under suffering. Meekness is described as an absence of feeling superior to others or even comparing oneself to others at all. Commonly associated with meekness are modesty, gentleness, quietness, and being lowly in spirit. Humility, an antonym of pride, is seen as lowering oneself in relation to others and a lack of aggressive self-assertion. One who is humble and meek often puts others' interests ahead of their own. It is an internal meditation in which one appreciates one's insignificance. The result is that it simultaneously enables internal peace and satisfaction to flourish while liberating one to help and serve others. In a world wrought with proud and arrogant individuals who spend their days warring with one another, it is no wonder why Jesus proclaimed that those who are able to succeed in the cultivation of a humble and meek character are blessed, made holy, happy, protected. Srila Prabhupada's books, lectures, conversations and letters offer a comprehensive presentation of this essential subject as seen in the Vanicote's humble and meek category. An introduction from his books is given below in the following 8 quotes. Quotes from Srila Prabhupada's books. One who is puffed up by material acquisitions cannot acquire the gentle behavior befitting a Brahmana. The learning of such a person is as good as a valuable jewel decorating the hood of a serpent. Despite the valuable jewel on the hood, a serpent is still a serpent and is as fearful as an ordinary serpent. If a person does not become meek and humble, all his studies of the Vedas and Puras and his vast knowledge of the Stras are simply outward dress, like the costume of a theatrical artist dancing on the stage. Krishna Book, Chapter 78. In one of Lord Chaitanya's Ekaka verses it is stated, the devotee should be more tolerant than the tree and more submissive than the grass. He should offer all honor to others, but may not accept any honor for himself. In spite of Lord Chaitanya's being so humble and meek as a devotee, when he was informed about injuries inflicted on the body of Arniti-Nanda, he immediately ran to the spot and wanted to kill the offenders, Jagai and Mdhi. This behavior of Lord Chaitanya's is very significant. It shows that a Vaishnava may be very tolerant and meek, foregoing everything for his personal honor, but when it is a question of the honor of Krishna or his devotee, he will not tolerate any insult. Nectar of Devotion, Chapter 9. A devotee is naturally so humble and meek that he accepts any condition of life as a blessing from the Lord. Tatina Kam Susam KMA, SB 10.14.8. A devotee always accepts punishment from anyone as the mercy of the Lord. If one lives in this conception of life, he sees whatever reverses occur to be due to his past misdeeds, and therefore he never accuses anyone. On the contrary, he becomes increasingly attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead because of his being purified by his suffering. Suffering, therefore, is also a process of purification. Srimad Bhagavatam 6.17. 17. Murari Gupta, the 21st branch of the tree of our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, was a storehouse of love of Godhead. His great humility and meekness melted the heart of Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya Karatam Ta, DLL 10.49, Ruk Devagosvam said, the personality of Godhead R. Krishna was pleased to place his lotus feet on the lap of Vidura because Vidura was very meek and gentle. The sage Maitreya was very pleased with Vidura's words and, being influenced by his spirit, he attempted to speak. Srimad Bhagavatam 3.13. 5. A devotee should always be very humble and meek and should offer all respect to others, especially to superiors. Being protected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, a devotee is always powerful, but a devotee does not wish to show his power unnecessarily. However, when a less intelligent person has some power, he wants to use it for sense gratification. This is not the behavior of a devotee. Srimad Bhagavatam 6.17. 37. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead is able to lift a mountain with a finger of his left hand, he is always humble and meek. He is always very kind to his loving devotees. He has frustrated Indra's attempt at vengeance by refusing him the sacrifice of Indrayaga. He is the cause of all pleasure to all young girls. May he be ever compassionate upon you all. Nectar of Devotion, Chapter 50. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige and ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Unless one is humble and meek, one cannot qualify to sit at the lotus feet of the Lord. Srimad Bhagavatam 6.17, 14.